Okay, so today we are trying to get you guys to be perfect on algebra. And this is one of those things that I know gets people. That is really root 4 and root 3, which then is 2 root 3. I guarantee you there's somebody who has that backwards and you had 3 root 2, and that's not right. You can't just try to do it in your head quick. You got to know how to do these. All right, so now that you've got it to be 2 root 3, then you got to know that this part can be factored. Do you get that there's a 2 in both of them? That 2 can be factored out, and all of a sudden you have a 2 in front, and you have a 2 plus or minus root 3 all over 6. But instead of putting a 6, I'm going to put a 2 times 3, because I want to factor it, because if you can factor it, you should. You'll see that's a common theme, and there's your answer. 2 plus and minus root 3 over 3. Raise your hand if you had it right. Awesome. Now, that shouldn't take much thought. It's supposed to be like, boom, boom, done. All right? Here's another one that you'll be surprised how many people will get this wrong. 5 parentheses 4 minus 2 parentheses x plus 3 parenthesis. No, there's no equal sign. This is what's called an expression. It doesn't equal anything. You're supposed to just simplify it down. Multiply it out, add like terms. But the key is, some people are just going to go from left to right, and they're wrong. If you go from left to right, it will be wrong. You won't do it right. Math is not done from left to right. They lied to you. The only time it goes from left to right is if you're doing operations that are tied. Like if it was all add and subtract, then it's from left to right. If it's all multiplies and divides, then it's from left to right. But it's almost never just one operation. All right, take a second. Multiply this all out. The answer is like 12x minus 6. It's like something like that. Would you please compare with the kid next to you when they're done? I didn't say it was 12x. I'm saying it's like that. If you want to know, but you don't know, you got it wrong, the kid next to you is telling you it's something else, you should have started with negative 2 times the x and negative 2 times the 3. You might feel like 4 minus 2 is a good idea. You will never do 4 minus 2. It won't be there anymore because you got to do the blue part first. All right, so final, I'm just going to show this just in case you're the kid who actually wants to learn how this works. Okay. And then the negative 6 and the 4 can go together and they make negative 2. That can go in front or in back. Negative 2x minus 2 is the way I would do it, because I'd try to move it in a standard form with the variables first. Okay. And then I'm going to multiply it out. I get negative 10x minus 10. I would also have accepted that, because if you can factor it, you should. And I would have also accepted 10 being factored out. Actually, it really should have negative 10 and then x plus 1. That'd be a good answer too. All right. Any questions? Okay, this is important algebra stuff. Here's one that my friend says is an algebra atrocity, because he sees it all the time, and you're supposed to know better than this. Kids will go, oh, it's x squared minus 16. No, it's not. In this very room, Mr. Dahman is one of my colleagues, and he teaches the very high-level math classes, yet he sees this all the time. I've already told you the common mistakes, so that means you'll probably get it right now. And there's so many other little things that you're supposed to know about math, and you need a refresher every now and then. Just like a coach needs to bring out a day where they're just like, we're going to shoot 50 free throws today. That's kind of what we're doing today. It's making sure you got your basics down. All right? That's all we're doing. And so if in a moment I'm going to hand out a paper version, which you're going to do to kind of just warm up your brain, because you're going for the perfect 20 out of 20 on these. You really ought to know all 20 by now. We've talked about this enough. that by the end of the hour, when we actually take this quiz, you should get a 20 out of 20, unless you make a dumb mistake, which is a lot of people do that, and you're human. One wrong, I'm saying that's fine. You're human. But you should get 19 out of 20 at least. You should be a little disappointed if you get an 18 out of 20. So if you, last time we took this, only got like a 13 out of 20, this is your moment to fix that. All right, so on this one, you should have said it was x minus 4 and x minus 4, because that's what squared means. And then you multiply it out, you do the first, so you got x squared. Now, you can do this in any order you want. I personally think the outside is next logical thing, so I'm going to go minus 4x. The inside is the next logical thing, and that's another minus 4x. And then the, oops, that's an x, 4x. And then the last, which is negative 4 times negative 4, is positive 16. X squared minus 8x plus 16. Raise your hand if you had that one right. Awesome. And this next one, I'm not going to give you any hints. You're not going to like it. But this is important kinds of factoring. You got to be able to factor this all day long and twice on Sundays. Factor that. Next, you got to be able to factor this. Next, you're going to be able to factor this. It's 3 separate factoring questions. Almost nobody last hour got all 3 of them right. All can be factored. This is a basic. You've got to know this like the back of your hand. And I know you don't. That's why we're practicing it. And if you're one of the kids that's like, yeah, I've gotten every single problem right, cool. Then you're going to go for the record. On 20 questions, the record is 4 minutes and 20 seconds to complete all 20. 4 minutes and 20 seconds. So if you're awesome at this, then you should be going for time. This paper one is not timed, and the back, you can just, in a moment, you're going to be paired with somebody. And this is just a little bit of coaching, a little bit of practice. Take one, pass it back. And then it'll serve as your scratch paper when you take the real one on your iPad. If anybody starts the real one early, I'm just going to delete it. Don't start it early. The real one on the Schoology quiz, I'm going to check right before I say go. And if you have started it, it's a pain in the butt. I got to delete your try. Don't start early. Okay. The way I want to do this is I want you and the partner next to you to narrow it down to just 5 problems that you will do together. You gotta both say like, yeah, number 1's too easy. Number 2 is too easy. Number 3. So I want you to do 5 that you agree are the hardest ones in your opinion together. And then I want you to be honest at the end after you've done those 5 with the other person. I want you to see if there's any other that you're not sure about. Talk to them and say, I'm really not so sure about number 15. Can you tell me what to do? I'll warn you, number 15 probably should be one of your big 5 that is the hardest. If you haven't noticed it yet, number 15, a lot of people get that wrong. Okay, these 2 rows slide next to each other, 6 inches apart. These 2 rows, 6 inches apart.
I think I remember. Oh yeah, that's really easy. I just like look at how to end too. Just that's the. Oh yeah. 12
First thing you do is pick the hard 5. You and them pick which are the hardest 5.
Like 9, 15,
You gotta talk about which ones are the hardest 5.
I think it's just like that. 90, yeah. This is and then we just start there and start out with there. So for 9, you have to flip the bottom one to the negative one by opposite minus. Fifths times 7. And then 15 is the threshold. Yeah, subtract 4, negative 5 minus 2, and you can factor it as a 1. You have to. Oh, you have to multiply 5 to divide.
Oh, it's multiplied by the reciprocal.
Okay, for those at home, all we're gonna do here is finish up these 3 questions, and then the kids took a first 20 under time pressure in class as a Schoology quiz. And that's all I got. Well, actually, I'll read you the answers here. Should have been a 4x factored out of this one, and you should have had 1 minus 4x, not squared, sorry. And this one should have factored to x plus 4 and x minus 4. And this one is one of the hardest, weirdest ones. You would have factored out the 4x, no, yeah, the 4, no, 2x, sorry. There's a 2 and an x in everything.
Plus or minus. So I got negative 1 plus or minus 2 times. Forgot the change.
So you just like change it to.
And there we go. So one little add-on to the recording. I had a student notice that I missed a 2 right there, so there's your final answer for those. And then we took a Schoology quiz in class.